Good morning, beautiful people. Happy Thursday. I have woken up with a little bit of regret this morning. I canceled biking for today and tomorrow because it was supposed to be freezing and Mother's Day is kicking my butt a little bit. And then I was awake at 5 o'clock this morning anyway. So I feel double bad that I canceled now. But instead, I got up and I listened to, there's this young fella over in Holland or Denmark, and his story is so beautiful. He's not even a gambler. He just has this energy and optimism that he can set the world on fire, and money's no object. You know, the fact that he doesn't have any, and he's just out there to help people, and he's just a beautiful soul. So I couldn't find a meditation that I wanted to like that was hitting me. So I just watched this kid's Facebook, and so much power. And he's only 21. Like, that blows my mind. I don't remember having that much energy or foresight at 21. Of course, I still gambled at 21, so that might have something to do with it. But it was a good start to the day since I didn't get out otherwise. All right, well, here goes today's reading. And the quote comes from simply a newcomer. How long does it take before you want to go to meetings? That's a good question, right? Often we don't feel like a meeting. After working all day, we're tired, and going to a meeting sometimes seems like too much trouble. We have to force our feet to move. But we go, and every single time something magic happens. We feel loved, we feel we belong, and we feel that the world is a wonderful place and we're part of it. Other people talk, telling us their hardest secrets. We may talk and tell them our secrets, and our burden lifts. We're free again. We're part of the love that fills the room, sharing our struggle and serenity with others as they share theirs with us. We are not alone, and we can be grateful for all the reminders we have of this. Whenever we need to listen or talk, whenever we need to feel accepted or loved, whenever we need to share our joy, there is a meeting waiting for us. Now we have the choice of life or death, and we can keep that freedom to choose by choosing life. Today, let me choose life even if I'm tired or afraid. When I'm reading these, I have 10,000 thoughts like bouncing off the walls in my head, and I try to write them down and have them keep up with me so I could tell you what I'm thinking afterwards. That's kind of just the way our flow goes. And one of the big thoughts that stuck out to me the most was when they talk about the love, and, you know, you feel love and you can share your secrets. Yes, you can do that. You can walk into probably any meeting. I'd be hard pressed to think there isn't a meeting that you can walk into and not feel that. If it's a mutual aid meeting, a 12-step meeting, AA, GA, you know, whatever it is, that's the purpose of meetings, is a safe place. So I think that would happen. What I would say is as important, and this is probably harder as a newcomer, and it comes with time, and it may be harder just because of your personality. You know, if you're an introvert or you're so in that isolation place that most of us are in when we start, that it's really hard to reach out and connect, and maybe the meeting is the only place you could do it. But I would advocate for the connections outside of the rooms as well, and keep yourself strong every day and keep yourself connected every day. And the reason why is it makes some accountability. I know I've gone to meetings on those days like this is saying, oh, you know, it's hard to get to a meeting. You know, we're tired. We don't want to go after work. We don't feel like it. I've had those days. I'm sure you've had those days. I think we all have. However, there's been nights that I've gone simply because a friend from group I haven't seen in a couple of weeks said they were going. Oh, well, I got to go. Or getting up in the morning and saying, okay, guys, see you at group tonight. See you at a meeting. And then now it's you've committed. And for me, making those commitments really, really works and holds my feet to the fire. I mean, I can always back out and cancel, but that's not who I try to be, which is part of why I feel bad about not riding my bike this morning. So not only would I say go to meetings on the days you don't feel like it, and you've probably heard the old, adage is the days you don't want to go are the days you need to go the most traditionally. And I agree with that, on some level, but think about it and how you frame your life and build those connections outside of the room. Stay in touch. I mean, on any given day, even though I'm saying that I'm not in contact mode, because I've kind of had my head down during quarantine, and you guys have been a big part of my recovery while on lockdown, because I can visit you kind of in the morning and the night. It keeps me straight and focused, and I haven't spent as much time with people. But my version of not spending time with people is I still probably engage 100 people a day. And, and that's crazy. And of course, social media and meetings make that easier. But intimate conversations, a little bit more of that one-on-one, maybe 4 or 5 people a day on some days. And some days, close to none, but I can feel it. I can feel my mood change. One of the guys I haven't caught up with in a while, well, a couple of them, and it's weighing on me, and I miss them. And I tried a couple days ago to kind of put something out there, check in, say, hey, I'm thinking of you guys, whatever. And we'll see. We haven't had any. We used to have big hour phone time or phone time every day, those kinds of patterns, and we're out of those routines. We're not. I don't know if you guys are guilty of this, but a lot of times in the car is when we do phone calls. I know I always had liked it that way. It feels efficient because you're doing 2 things at once, because I have a hard time sitting still talking on the phone, because I just have a hard time sitting still in that context of not feeling like I'm accomplishing anything. So the phone in the car is generally a good thing. Well, if we're not in the car, we're not probably on the phone as much. So that's another reason, I think, where I'm having less disconnection. Although, I really do go off on these little weird roads. But the other thing about my car time is I think that it's a great time to listen to audiobooks and podcasts and trainings and all the things. I learn while I'm in the car is what I try to do. So I visit and I learn. Well, all this started with not feeling like going to meetings. So guys, I guess I would say go to meetings when you don't feel like it. Like, it's that simple. I would also say that it's so much easier now, right? With Zoom, with the phone meetings, there's a lot of opportunity right now. And I think that that's going to be one of the benefits of Corona. One of the long-term benefits of Corona is there will probably be more options. So take advantage of them. Remove the barrier of, I know for me, one of the reasons I don't like leaving the house is when it's cold. It's like, oh, I don't have the momentum. Well, I don't have to leave the house if it's a Zoom meeting, or I don't want to get dressed up to see people. Oh, I don't have to do that if it's a Zoom meeting, just throw on a presentable top. And even when you're having a bad hair day, I just throw on a hat now. I've learned that trick since quarantine. So those are my go-to-meeting thoughts. I hope that everyone has a fabulous day. I'm going to run and go meditate and get ready for work. I'm pretty excited because I get to see one of my very dear friends this evening. I haven't seen her since maybe I saw her one other time we did dinner in quarantine, but I'm looking forward to spending time with her and her wife. It's a big deal. Her wife doesn't usually come over, so I get both of them. So that's like awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm going to figure out how to use my new steam pot pressure cooker. That's it. So I'm going to learn something new today. So I'm going to get my show on the road. I hope everyone has, a fabulous Thursday. We're close to wrapping up the week. Take the reading to heart. If you can get to a meeting today, I suggest that you do. Google it. Google it right now. I'm sure you'll find it. Even if you listen to this beyond quarantine time, 5 years down the road. Well, heck, by 5 years down the road, we might be taking our flying cars to meetings. I don't know. Or Zooming from our flying cars. Whatever our imagination decides. People are probably coming up with some pretty big stuff while they're in lockdown. All right. Have a great day, guys.